mechanical engineer, we're going to pick them up. That's a really good quality candidate. But also for electrical engineers, we have to work on the boards, the circuitry, and the system level that we're going forward with too. So we see a growing need for the electrical engineers coming out of this AVEP program.
You know, an engineer with 30 years of experience, there's no way you can beat that. And experience in the engineering and teaching fields, you learn much more working on the job than you do in a classroom.
I honestly believe that the level of education, the quality of education is just that much higher than any other similar institute.
The faculty here at the AV campus just spoil us, which is great. They have experts from the main campus as well as industry experts like from Lockheed Martin or Northrop. They also bring people from the base where they actually show us how real engineering works, and this is why we do what we do.
You can tell that they care here and they want you to succeed as much as they have succeeded.
I feel like we get a large support from the faculty. They're there to answer our questions. If we have ideas, they're there to listen to them.
We're one of the few programs in the world that can say they're bringing industry people into and are as involved in the program as our industry people are here. They're looking for our people. They specifically want local people for those interns, and we provide them the highest quality that we can to satisfy their needs. So yeah, we have an unprecedented relationship with industry.
Our campus here exists in Lancaster because of the need of industry as well as the need of the community. This is a face-to-face program, meaning that the instructor will be here all the time during lecture as well as laboratories. It is a hands-on, and that relationship with the industry facilitates real lifetime training for our students and prepping them to be successful anytime that they're going to join those companies.
The one-on-one you can get with teachers here is actually really good. You have time to ask questions.
With such a small class size, it's like everyone in the class is one of those people sitting in the front row.
We all help each other in some way or another. We all support each other. So if we have a question, we're not afraid to ask one another.
Over the course of this program, you feel as though you're with your team. You know your guys' strengths and weaknesses, and together you guys are getting through this program.
Because we're keeping our students together in a cohort, we can do extended teaming exercises. By the time the students get to graduation, they have done sets of teaming activities. They have a year-long senior design project. We also do self-awareness, professionalism workshops, resume workshops, things that you wouldn't get on a main campus because we have a cohort and we know that students are going to be progressing with us through time.
One of the real things I really like about this program is that most of the engineers that come through the program have lived in the area and know the area, are excited about the area and on the opportunities in the area, and able to translate that into real work experience.
I was born and raised here in the Antelope Valley, and I heard this program that was so close to home, so I thought it'd be perfect. It's nearby, and it's something that I love to do.
We do have special relationship with the city of Lancaster. We do have a special relationship with the U.S. Air Force, Northrop Grumman, NASA, as well as Lockheed Martin.
By the time they qualify, by the time they finish, they graduate, they learn how to design a system, how to reverse engineer an existing system, or how to actually repair a system. That is what we would expect them to do.
We have a very high employment rate for our graduates. We have a high caliber of capability among our student population here.
I knew that to be a good engineer, I had to get practical experience. So when I heard about Long Beach and this program, there's always internships available. There's always people looking for students in this program.
They allowed for internship times. That way we could still do schoolwork, but also take what we were learning in school and incorporate it in whatever field we were working on or whatever our internship was dealing with.
I actually just started my internship yesterday. I'm really excited to know what we can do with what we've learned.
When I graduate, I know that I'll be able to find an engineering job very quickly.
We are a very competitive program. If the student join our program, I believe he or she are lucky.
They want you because you've grown up in this valley. You have the whole aerospace blood, if you will, in you. If somebody says, I'm an engineer, that means they can do anything in the world.
Whoever we produce, whoever we actually train and teach, they get absorbed by the industry. They get jobs in their choice of in their engineering work. And that gives me extra excitement.
The thing about our SOAR students, the X factor that they have is their motivation, their drive. They want to succeed, and they work very hard to do that.
We are developing leaders here at SOAR High School.
I chose SOAR High School for its opportunities that it offered here, and it really allows me to excel in all categories, not just academically, but also personally.
When students come to SOAR High School, they are a SOAR High School student, and they're actually an Antelope Valley College student as well. We're based in AVID, that's Advancement via Individual Determination, and AVID is really the base of everything we do here at SOAR High School. It drives our leadership, it drives our instruction, it drives the systems that we operate from, and it drives really our culture. Our students really feel a part of something here.
SOAR High School is an incredible opportunity for our small little desert area. We only have 9 classrooms in what we call the long hallway, but the amount of learning, productivity, and forward thinking and self-advocacy that happens in this little hallway by our students is just unbelievable and inspiring.
Because our school's so small, our community's tightly packed, tightly knit, and we communicate with each other a lot.
Our kids, time and time and time again, are coming back from their universities, whether it's Princeton or Stanford or Berkeley or UCLA. They're coming back and they are the leaders on their campus. They are the kids that are standing up for social causes. They are the kids that are going to be the leaders of the next generation. It's a really special place.
Our school is not for students that are scoring 4.0s across the board and have A's in every single class. That is not what we're looking for, and that's been a myth in the community. We're looking for that average student. AVID, the Advancement via Individual Determination program, which again is our basis for this program, is to help students that may have some sort of barrier to getting into college and being successful in college and beyond.
We give them the opportunity to come here and learn how to be a great student and get their feet wet over on the college campus, and we support that through the AVID curriculum.
I think more than anything here at SOAR, we really focus on character being something that is important. We have a real spirit of service around here, and our students take that seriously. I've never had to ask for help. I have students that just jump up and do that. They take initiative. Our students are going on and doing great things.
It taught me how to manage my time a lot better, and I'm able to be more involved with my friends and my family.
Also, again, here you also have your college courses, which lets you explore everything that you wouldn't be able to. So you can take engineering classes, you can take 3D CAD classes, SolidWorks, or theater classes even, just to explore all these things that you may not be able to in a regular high school.
There's a lot of students, a lot of graduates that always come back and talk about their college experience, and I really feel that that's very helpful because you get that perspective of a student who's already been to college, who's been there a semester or a year, and talk about what helped them and what didn't.
Everything is paid for except for a $20 fee that is for student and other health fees through the college, but all of the classes, the tuition is paid for, and all of the textbooks are paid for. So students really see this as an opportunity to reduce some of those economic barriers, but also to be successful in college and beyond.
The faculty is very helpful, not only in the sense of education, but also because we're so small and we have some of the teachers for multiple years. You become really close with them, and if you have personal issues going on, you can go and talk to them. You don't need to just talk to the counselor.
The faculty, without them, firstly, I wouldn't have been able to come as far as I was able to through the project, because they were not only motivational, but they were almost caring like a family was. And whenever they saw us as a team falling behind our goals, they had pushed us to our limit and we were able to accomplish things faster. And that to me was a whole new environment that I haven't seen before, and really having these people who were really driven. I do feel like we all have a bond together and we are really good friends.
There's not as many students as a regular high school, so the counselors are always aware of your grades and how you're doing. They always want to make sure that you're okay. Every single person on the faculty, I believe, is open to just talk to any student about anything.
So what's it like being the instructor?
It is inspiring. These kids just blow me away, their commitment and their motivation. And our Invent Team kids are a perfect example of those kids that are that work around the clock in order to make their dreams come true.
We came up with our device that can help detect people which are in front or behind when people are walking on campus.
Joining Invent Team was like jumping into a role that I haven't seen myself come into. Coming into this really big project and handling all these different responsibilities was almost surreal, being able to develop all those skills.
I really developed my leadership skills in this club, and I really got into it.
Brainstorming with people, like you kind of see the way engineers work, because engineering is it's heavily revolved on team and bouncing ideas off of one another and making sure you synergize. So I definitely saw like, okay, I'm going to be a mechanical engineer.
The Invent Team did help my teamwork and leadership skills. I've never really been in a team that worked like all year round. That was like totally new to me.
We have 2 United States patents. We've won 2 grants from MIT for $10,000. We've taken 2 groups of kids to MIT to present their inventions, and we're just continuing to build.
I definitely would recommend Soar High School because it's for people who are willing to pursue not only knowledge, but to use that knowledge to gain more tools that we can use in everyday society.
It's an amazing program. Just go for it. It's definitely something you won't ever experience somewhere else. I truly believe that.
This has been the most gratifying experience I've ever had as an educator.
Soar High School, I think, is it changed my life.
Every single person on this campus is extremely invested and committed to the vision here at Soar High School. And so we take a lot of pride in what we do here, and we know that we are making a difference in this community and the lives of the students that go here. And so we are doing everything we can to provide that example and really build up these leaders that will go on and do big things in our community and I think beyond.
Ever notice how kids seem to pull together despite their differences? We could learn some things from them.
Is brought to you by Edelman Broadcasting. by High Desert Medical Group. LTV is brought to you by Antelope Valley Harley-Davidson. LTV is brought to you by IBEW Local 11. LTV is brought to you by Lancaster Choice Energy.
Kids don't care about the race. They just want to have fun together. We can learn something from them.
For years, we've only had one electric company. But now, Lancaster Choice Energy, the new local utility, has arrived. Lancaster Choice Energy offers cleaner, greener energy at lower rates. Get all the facts at lancasterchoiceenergy.com. Then, opt up to Smart Choice, the 100% renewable option. It's a good choice for you and our environment. Lancaster Choice Energy, the power to choose.
LTV is brought to you by Lamar.
I decided to join UAV's paramedic program because I've been working as an EMT for about 6 years, and I was ready to take the next step in my career to move on towards the fire department. And UAV has a great program here, and they teach you everything that you need to know and get you ready on your career, whichever path you decide to do, whether that's fire department or out of state or any kind of other paramedic job that you'd want to have. Beginning to end, we started out with the basics here at UAV in paramedic school, more of the sciences, that kind of stuff, and then we got to eventually move on to skills where we learned intubation, we learned rapid sequence intubations, we got to learn how to handle all these different kinds of emergencies that you would see out on the streets, diabetic emergencies, environmental emergencies, cardiac, respiratory. They get you prepared to handle and just about anything you would see on the streets. My name's Justin Ornelas. I'm a UAV Pioneer paramedic student.
LTV is brought to you by City of Hope. LTV is brought to you by University of Antelope Valley.
This is an intensive course, to say the least.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
It's 6 weeks, it's 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. It's not like your normal college course. And it starts the first 6 weeks of the summer, and we run at the professional level.
I just love that I'm doing something, bigger than myself, and I just like, doing something good for people and the environment and everyone that I'm working with.
This is a way of life for me.
The whole point of the Wildland Firefighter Academy is to simulate professional training as close as we possibly can on a college campus. That's why we do it 5 days a week. That's why we do it 8 hours a day. That's how individuals need to be ready for training when they start their jobs with our Wildland Fire Agency.
At the Wildland Academy, we learn a lot of stuff in the classroom and outside. Some we're dealing with hoses, sometimes we're cutting line out in the forest, sometimes we're hiking or even going outside and with the actual engine crews.
Are you feeling good?
I'm still feeling good.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Guys, just start getting tired. It's okay to speak up and just say, hey, I need a break.
We try to give them engine time or hose so they can adapt and be on a fire crew, a hand crew, which is tools and chainsaws, or they can be on an engine.
Excellent. We go out into the mountains, we go out into the areas that are not as inhabited as with people.
When they finish, they should be ready to transition out into the professional workforce right away.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Part of wildland fire in the professional sense is that you have to, in addition to fighting wildland fires, the wildland agencies, they're also what's referred to as stewards of the land. So they also have to be really involved with vegetation management and forest health. And one of the ways that we do that in the professional workforce is through controlled burns or prescribed burns, if you will. It's a technique where you simulate fire in the natural environment before humans came and started suppressing everything. We were cutting in some line and punching in some line with some saws to create controlled lines for a designated area.
We do some hiking, and they learn how to properly swing the tools, sharpen, and just overall work with them mentally to prepare them to be out there in this heat. When you're on a fire, it gets very hot.
Because it's very different to learn about it in a book and actually doing it. So we get of how the physical aspect of what it's going to take to roll out hose lays and cut line and hike, because it's a lot of hiking. So that's what this course is really introducing you to, like getting you an understanding of how it's going to be out there.
You're going to be tested both academically in the professional workforce as well as have to demonstrate and perform to a certain level of skills.
It's just becoming more and more necessary to have wildland firefighters just because there's just so many fires.
So what kind of strengths do they need? First, I would say mentally. They have to be strong. Okay? So you have to mentally be prepared to have somebody scream at you or push you beyond your limits, being away from your family for so long. Sometimes we go 2-3 weeks without talking to anybody.
First 2 fires that we went on were smaller fires, but we IA'd, so it means initial attack. And those ones, they were small, but the fire was still going when we got there. So, we still felt the heat and the smoke. And I think that's what really gets, new firefighters when they get their first fire, they get all excited and they see the fire and they feel the smoke, and I think that, gives them a good idea of, what they're going to be getting into.
When you're exhausted after a 16-hour day on the line, fighting fire, you're hot in unbelievable conditions, can you still put a smile on your face at the end of the day? Can you wake up the next morning with that smile on your face and say, let's go get this, we're a team, we got this?
And I think that, as a new firefighter going into it, the biggest thing you could do for yourself is just to never give up. And if you just keep pushing yourself every day, you'll find that, you'll just improve and get better.
Physically, you don't want to be real buff. I can work long, hard hours, stay on my feet for 15 hours straight. Sometimes I don't even sit at lunch because it's easier to stay up.
So we work with these students over the course of the 6 weeks to discuss things like resumes and applications and hiring processes and cycles and interviews and all the fun stuff that comes with wildland firefighting in a hiring sense. So we have a couple options for these students. One of the first options that is made available to these students, and if they're the top performers and they do very, very well since space is limited, they have the opportunity to join the Marauders Fire Crew, which is a program here at Antelope Valley College. It's kind of a joint venture between AVC and the Inyo National Forest.
So the crew cohesion is one of the number one things that brought me here. We honestly care about each other. We get to know each other. We spend time, we put our lives on the line out there. And I know the guy standing behind me will have my back as much as I have his.
You know, you'll hike farther than you ever thought you could, and you know, you might get poison oak, you might get bug bites. It's hot, it's dry, but honestly, at the end of the day, and when you're laying down and you're gonna go to bed on the dirt or whatever, you just feel good and you feel like you accomplished something and you pushed yourself. And the cool thing is that you did it with, you know, your family basically. Basically, you kind of become a family with the crew because you just spend so much time together and you get to know them. And I know some of those things I said doesn't necessarily sound like fun, but it is fun.
But it's that personal satisfaction knowing I may have lost 10 houses, but I did everything I could to keep our crew safe, to keep the other firefighters safe, and the public safe. So finding satisfaction in there, we have to dig deep, but we find it.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Whether in the classroom or competing in the soccer arena, good nutrition levels the playing field. But each year, thousands of children are needlessly experiencing hunger.
Hi, I'm Herson Mayan, Chivas USA center midfielder. The counties of Los Angeles urges families in need to take advantage of the CalFresh Food Benefits Program.
It's simple. Better food for better living.
If you don't eat,
you can't compete.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You're watching LTV, Lancaster Television.
In this episode of True Community, we're going to visit with Penny Lane, a local organization that helps hundreds of Antelope Valley youth every year.
I'm a first-generation feminist.
Evelise Markovitz, who's more lovingly known as Eve, graduated from high school in her native Puerto Rico before moving to Southern California with an itch for social justice.
I was training as a probation officer at that time, and I had a caseload of 50 teenage girls that I was supposed to find an adequate home for. There were not facilities for teenage girls at that time, and I decided that I wanted to do something about that.
Eve persevered through all obstacles she faced in pursuit of this dream. Inspired by the cheerful Beatles tune that celebrates the simple joys of life, Penny Lane was born.
We opened December the 15th of 1969. We started with 25 teenage girls, all of them wards of the juvenile court, and that was our beginning.
And now the organization has a half-century legacy of building hopes and dreams by empowering children, youth, and families to to reach their highest potential.
We're here to help, to provide services for people that need our services.
Evade Heart comes through in everything, and I think for the most part, even from our executive team all the way down, it's really about focusing on making a difference in whatever way that looks.
Her vision all along has been, what else is there out there that we can do?
The vision is to meet people where they're at and help them be their very best.
Of the nearly 50 years in service, the last 10 has included their location in the city of Lancaster.
One day I was in a mental health meeting, and the mental health administrator was saying, we need organizations like yours to come to the valley because we don't have enough services there. We have been very successful in the Antelope Valley. We service over 1,000 kids and families. There are many foster family agencies in this area, and this is a place where they come to receive their services.
My youngest daughter is adopted, and she's adopted through Penny Lane.
Edwin and Melissa McDougall, who've been married for 40 years, have been adoptive and foster parents through Penny Lane.
They're amazing, the McDougalls. Yes, they're amazing. They've been with us for 20 years. And we have quite a few families that have been with us 15, 20, 25 years as foster parents.
We have foster family agencies, kids that are placed by the court in our foster homes. And we provide supportive services for those kids and those families.
We got this little girl from a prior foster home from Penny Lane, and she was up for adoption. And my oldest daughter fell in love with her. And to make a long story short, that was 20 years ago. My daughter is 22.
Penny Lane is very hands-on. You know, it's not like you become a foster parent and they throw you out there and you're kind of like on your own, have to figure things out and how things are going to go. No. It's one of those situations where they're there for you.
It's a very difficult job for foster parents to do, and they have to come with their whole heart and willingness to go the distance with these kids.
We see children that have been abused and neglected. Unfortunately, kids that have been through some really dark situations with sexual abuse, physical abuse, neglect.
You have different challenges because you have kids where they come in, they're more defiant, they come in with trauma. And so with our training from Penny Lane, we're able to cope with those trauma.
How many children do we service every year? About 1,000. We have psychiatrists, doctors, social workers, psychotherapists, mental health professionals, a full complement of different kinds of staff, about 200 of them.
We also provide some employment services. A lot of these individuals have never worked. We actually have a tree that for everyone that gets employed, we hang a little leaf on the elm tree to represent the amount of jobs that we've gotten.
My staff go into the homes and provide family counseling, connections to the community. We make sure they get into mental health services. We actually provide nurturing parenting classes here for free. We make sure that they have the tools that they need to safely take care of their children.
I mean, they are there. And if I have a crisis, someone will be at my home or someone will be calling to walk us through.
It's nice to give them the opportunity to be able to be the best parent that they can.
Well, I am in charge of all of our intensive services as well as our transitional age youth services. Kids that have been in, 60 plus group homes, foster homes, bouncing all over the county. We have kids, youth with significant trauma.
We see clients primarily 0 to 21 who have a mental health diagnosis. So we do individual therapy, group therapy, family therapy.
I also oversee a program called Embracing Identities, which is really focused on the LGBTQI2S. We encourage and welcome anybody that identifies in any of those areas. Yellow Submarine is one of our newest programs that we just started. It's been about a year and a half since we started it, and it is a transitional age youth drop-in center. So that is targeted to youth between the ages of 16 and 25 who maybe need to come have a safe place to hang out. They also can access services, they can get meals, we have a shower. So this is our spa, so we have a lovely shower. as well as toothpaste, toothbrushes, lotions, any of those things that are just really necessary. So now we're going to be walking into the main part of our building here.
It's a cool building.
Yes, it's taken some adjusting to the weather we have here.
When you build in Lancaster, your main worry is the wind. We have outer wall insulation, solar power incorporated into the structural design, a rain reclamation cistern system. We have berms which protect the building from the wind. It's a great building. It's beautiful.
The building goes in one giant circle. All of these offices on the outside is our outpatient clinic.
It's a lot of offices here.
It is. We have a very large outpatient mental health program as well as we have intensive services.
While the current Penny Lane facility in Lancaster is an architectural marvel, there's still more under construction.
Right behind this building, we're in construction for an apartment building for 75 units, 50 of which are dedicated to homeless veterans. There's a serious problem here with the issue of homeless veterans, so we'll be able not only to house them, but to provide a multiple of services for the veterans.
Though this line of work comes with great challenges, everyone involved seems to agree the reward is worth the efforts.
Very rewarding. Yeah, very rewarding.
It's very rewarding. It actually led me to become a foster parent myself.
I've been able to, in those 14 years, see some really amazing things in situations that sometimes seemed hopeless. But there's no such thing.
As Penny Lane continues to face social and economic hurdles, Eve has a method to persevere when the going gets tough.
A lot of determination, a lot of hard work, and a lot of help from so many people. Like the Beatles say, with a little bit of help with our friends, we can do anything, because all you need is love. And all we have needed has been love.
Penny Lane is located on Avenue K and Division in the city of Lancaster and can be reached by calling 661-266-4783 or by visiting their website at pennylane.org. Penny Lane, bringing hope to our local families, proving to be a vital component of our true community.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with True Community.
Are people who are always there for you. They love me, they take care of me.
People that give me love. Because the more love I get, it makes me more happy.
Family is a bond that holds people who love and care for each other together.
Tuck them into bed. People who love you.
We need to give these children a chance to succeed. I know I was a foster child. Be a foster or adoptive parent. Share your heart, share your home.
Hello, I'm Ron Brown, Public Defender. We provide top-quality criminal legal defense in felony, misdemeanor, and juvenile cases for our clients who cannot afford to hire their own attorney. We're proud of the high-quality legal representation and service we provide to you, the County of Los Angeles. We're here for you, the public, whether it's yourself, relative, friend, neighbor, co-worker, or fellow congregation member. The Law Office of the LA County Public Defender is working to protect your rights under the law. For more information, check out our website.
Independence is my life.
Where I am in control.
Creating my destiny.
Responsible.
Self-sufficient. But in a disaster, my independence could be threatened.
But not with SNAP.
SNAP is an emergency preparedness website that helps those who may need extra assistance in a disaster, including a registry to let emergency personnel know you may need extra assistance. Simply register at snap.lacounty.gov.
Plan.
Prepare.
Register.
Separate raw meats from other foods by using different cutting boards. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
What a can, what a can, what a can, what a mighty good can.
I'm a mighty, mighty good can.
What a can, what a can, what a can, what a mighty good can.
Mighty good can.
And now back to True Community.
Located on the northwest corner of 30th Street West and Avenue I in Lancaster, the William J. Pete Knight Veterans Home of California has been serving the veteran servicemen and servicewomen of the Antelope Valley for nearly a decade.
We officially opened the home in November of 2009. Our first residents came in on February 1st of 2010. And we had 2 residents come in that day, and we've been open since and filled up fairly quickly. We've maintained a full population pretty much since about year 2.
This home has been open here now for about 7 years, and it's beautiful architecture and infrastructure, conscientious staff, good events, and the veterans who are served here feel very well served, and that's really a plus for Lancaster.
Built to accommodate the local veteran populace, the Veterans Home serves the assisted living needs of its residents. The staff of 75 employees operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to meet the needs of the some 60 men and women who call this facility home.
We exist because of our veterans. We're here to serve and honor the veterans of California and their families. And we do that by helping them connect with the benefits that they earn through advocacy, education, and direct service.
We are an assisted living facility, so we do have residents that have to be independent in terms of their mobility, but we can assist them with the activities of daily living. We are an open facility and the residents can come and go as they like. And usually these are the questions that families ask, and the other main question is how much does it cost? The rent here is 55% of your income, and that basically covers your room and board as well as 3 meals a day and all the services that we provide, including the activities, including the nursing staff and our transportation to take you to different doctor's appointments. It is a very good deal for someone who has very low income and is not able to sustain themselves in the community.
The residential populace of the William J. Pete Knight Veterans Home is comprised of service people from nearly every major American military conflict of the last 75 years: the Gulf War, Vietnam,